This is Justice Society of Superheroes, a comic about life and love and what it means to be a man in the 20th century. This is the final issue of this series, and it was cancelled for an interesting and valid reason. It wasn't the sales. I didn't know how the book sold. I imagine it might have sold all right. It was cancelled because another editor, higher up in the food chain, loved the idea behind the series. And he was not wrong to loathe it. You see, the take on these classic DC heroes is that they are now very, very, very hard. They are elderly people. They are balding. They are bumbling. And they are a bit senile. It's mostly a comedy take, and like all characters that are repurposed as haha, let's laugh at them characters, it stands to damage them forever. These are characters who were previously serious. There wasn't ever any comedy or comedic bent to the fact that they are ads. They were not yelling at the young whippersnappers to get off their lawn ever before. But now they are being brought low to be somewhat of a one-note comedy roadshow. And if anyone knows about one-note comedy, it's me. And they nearly all are balding. Like Starman here. His male pattern baldness actually goes away when he reappears after this. He either had an hair transplant at the age of 78, or here he was shaving his head to purposely have this look. And yeah, the art, it looks like a kid's book. It looks like a giveaway comic for children. But the problem is, a take on the characters like this, a take where they are confused, hard men in tights. This can preclude them from ever appearing serious in a story again. In fact, what this did lead to was the necessity to kill most of the characters off in 0 hours because they had been made so hard in this. And DC were afraid of people being unable to take them seriously as superheroes again. I mean, even Green Lantern's, the original version, look at his hairline. This has never been and will never be the character's hairline ever again. I love these characters. I really do, but this series was somewhat of a misjudged disaster. Speak of the devil. One of the other things that made this series insulting was the Justice Society of Superheroes. They had been absent for quite a while before this. After Christmas on Infinite Earths, they were shuffled off into a limbo where they remained until just before we got a there was 5 or 6 years with virtually no Justice Society of Superheroes comics. Then they come back and their series did this. I did appear to criticise the art, but it's not unworkable. It's not bad. The faces are very Buscema-esque. And I get that the cartoon sort of style can be seen as a reflection of the Goldie Age, where most of these heroes come from. I just think in the 90s, this sort of Goldie Age inspired cartoonist art, it looked less like Goldie Age art and more like art they would have on a licensed advertisement with the Fantastic Four telling you to go and eat at Burger King. I think this series being axed was justified. A bit like the TV series, justified. Unless I am forgetting something, the only notable thing to come from this series was it introduced Flask Girl in an issue. She goes on to have quite a lot of appearances after this, and she joins just about all the major DC teams. The Justice League, the Tiny Titans, the Justice Society of Superheroes. In fact, there she is up there. Flask Girl. That is her. And just down from that, I'm not being unfair, nearly every character on the team is suffering from serious cases of balding, and not a single one of them has had the balls to just shave their heads. What are the chances that the writer, at the time of writing, he was 4 years into hair loss, and he wanted the heroes to reflect his receding hair? Even down here, if you look, Stephen Altman has never, in his long history of retcons and revamps, never before and never again will he be depicted as a man so blatantly suffering from male pattern baldness. And that is a weird thing to get hung up about, so here is a splash page to end on. And I think another criticism of this series was that it never really got that into any other characters. Sandman is there, and that was really done with him. Same with Minuteman or Starman. They were all ads. That was all it really had to say about any of them. Half the team appeared mostly as cameo characters. Nah, I didn't recommend it. The cover is nice. That last page splash was nice. I didn't want people to come away from this thinking that the artwork was the biggest problem here. The art did have a problem. It looked like it wasn't an actual comic. But the real issue was the stupid direction of them being clumsy hard men fumbling around and belonging in retirement homes. If you ever wondered why 0 Hours, Christmas in Time, went so far to murder and kill most of the Justice Society of Superheroes, this is why. They had been reduced to this. I rate this septuagenarian thumbs up.